So it's morning of day 2. It's 3 days, 50-mile trip. It was this man's idea. Knocked out 18 miles the first day. Our goal for today is for 18 more miles and then finish it out the third day. It's supposed to rain today. We're hoping to at least make mile 12 before the rain. It's 8:40. We started at what, 8 o'clock?
Yeah, just past 8.
Just past 8, so we're doing pretty good pace. We made real good time yesterday. All things considered, everything's been working pretty good. There's a few things we both have figured out that we need to work on and fix and replace or upgrade. But we're going to try and get as much as we can today. Make the third day the easiest day as we can. So we'll shoot some more later on. So just a little update. This is day 2. We're at mile 25 and we stopped at this little campsite. It's a little pre-built one. It's got some benches and some fire rings and stuff in it. Stopping for a little bit of a break. I just powdered up my feet. Got a couple of little hot spots on those. I'm gonna go ahead and address those with some moleskin. So far, like I said earlier, goal is 18 miles today. We did 18 yesterday, and then tomorrow the goal is 14 miles. So far, it's been going all right. Slept pretty good last night. My thermarest came in great, like always. Having that pillow, like I mentioned before in the past, makes a huge difference. You know, it only got down to about 50 last night, so I have brought with me just a poncho liner and a Gore-Tex BB for it, just because there's a chance of rain later on this afternoon. I'll do a full video once I get back home of everything I carried, as well as everything that worked, did not work, what I wish I had, what I wish I didn't have, what I could have cut, just stuff like that. Let's see, a couple things that I will go ahead and mention. Of course, I got pine sap all on my hands from something. That's wonderful. Anyway, no clue where I got that from. So, a couple things that have really stood out so far. Make sure you have some sort of goat bond and some sort of moleskin for your feet, because going this kind of distance, 50 miles, you're going to be needing this stuff. Yeah, that's came in fantastic. Other than that, it's 11:40 now. We're going to take kind of a little bit of a longer break right now, and then we're going to push on. Other than that, that's about the only update I got. Again, this is mile 25. Name of this little campsite is called Nicholson Creek Campsite. I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but this is the Swamp Fox Passage in Francis Marion National Park. It's 47 miles, but we're going to add in an extra 3 and make it 50. So that's where we're at. I'll shoot another little update later on and let everybody know how it's going. How you feel?
Pretty rough.
Huh?
Pretty rough.
Pretty rough?
Yeah.
We're almost to mile 34? Isn't that what I said?
I think we're almost to mile 34.
We're going to go to mile 35. That's where we plan on making camp for tonight on day 2. That'll be what, 15 miles today? No, 16?
Yeah, 16.
16 miles a day. leaving us 12 tomorrow, we said?
12 to your truck.
12 to my truck, then 3 extra miles that we're gonna go to Lake Moultrie. And that'll make us 50 miles. It's been kind of rough. Gold Bond for the win, and moleskin for the win, and ibuprofen for the win.
Ibuprofen is definitely for winners.
Huh?
Yeah, so ibuprofen's definitely for winners.
You heard it. So once we get to camp, I'll film a little bit more. It's supposed to rain later on tonight. It looks like it's going to rain about 8, 9 o'clock. So when we get there, plan is to set up our shelters and then get some food. Because I'm hungry, he's hungry, we're hungry.
What is that?
That marker?
Yeah.
I ain't got a clue. But like I said earlier, once this whole thing is done, I'm gonna do a video going over what I carried and a bunch of lessons learned. I know he's learned some lessons, and so have I.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, once we get to camp, I'll probably film a little bit more. If not, I'll do it tomorrow. So we finally made it to camp. Well, this is where we picked. It's a burned out pine stand next to a set of power lines. It's got a little pit right here that we're probably gonna start a fire a fire in. That's his setup over there. It's my poncho drying out. This is the tarp I'm using, and I'm borrowing from a buddy of mine just to test it out. And there's where it's gonna be home tonight. I put the bivvy down just to help protect the inflating mat, and got my pillow and my poncho liner. Got a water bag there just drying out right now. It's supposed to rain tonight. Hopefully, if it does, we should be pretty well protected. It's still a little windy, but we'll see what happens. Right now, I got food going. Esbit cooker and a little windscreen. Gonna have beef stroganoff Mountain House tonight. And what kind are you eating?
Lasagna with meat sauce.
Lasagna with meat sauce. Yum.
Beef ramen.
And beef ramen. You done heated it up?
I ain't heating it up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cold soaking.
Yeah.
I get that. So plan is to step off in the morning, probably before daylight, so we can get back to vehicles before dark. He's got a longer drive than I do. Hopefully that's what happen, and hopefully, kind of hope it doesn't rain, personally. But we'll see what happens. I'll post an update in the morning or shoot a video in the morning. But right now, we're just going to relax. Probably start a little fire in a little bit, eat, and chill until it's time to go to bed.
I could go for a white monster.
I'm gonna go for this coffee. All right, it's morning of day 3. Time now is about 6:45. Stepped off about 15 minutes ago. I'm by myself right now. I left my buddy. He's still back at camp. He had to take care of some morning business, and we both agreed there's a water source about a mile to a mile and a half from where we camped at. I'd go ahead and head there, top off my water and wait for him there. And when he gets there, he's gonna top off his water. Last night was nice. We didn't even start a fire. Pretty much as soon as it got dark, we both went to bed. And we knew we were getting up early. We got up about 5 this morning. Didn't rush to leave camp, but didn't take our sweet precious time either. So the plan for the day is, I think we got about 13 miles left for today, something like that. Do the 13 miles today to my truck, refill at this water source this morning, probably just go until we have to, either me or him have to refill our water. And once we do that, we'll stop, take a break, get a little bite to eat. And then push on from there. It's the final day. Sorry about that. Final day. You know, 3 days and 50 miles at this point really is just nothing but a mental game. It's nothing but a mental game of, hey, I've got to push to finish this out. Honestly, I feel better this morning than yesterday morning. My feet are not hurting. My legs are not they're not really sore. More or less feel like I've just walked a bunch. My hips feel good. My shoulders feel good. My hips got a little sore yesterday. But this morning they're fine. No problem with them. But I did a lot of training prior to this to prepare for this. Let's see. A couple things. I'm going to do a whole after action review or report of this whole thing. A couple things I want to hit on right now is a couple things that really have stood out to me so far. And that is, number one, Gold Bond or baby powder, foot powder, whatever. Having that has been freaking great. Use it on my feet, use it on my balls. It has done amazing to prevent chafing, keep my feet dry, keep my other areas dry, and to honestly just keep them feeling clean. And I think that's kind of underrated. I mean, you can go out here and do 3 days, and you know, if you know you're going home after 3 days, you can kind of get slimy and grimy and it not matter too much. But just feeling that little bit of cleanliness, it's that much more of a morale boost, especially going this distance. Other thing is good wool socks make all the difference in the world. Other thing I'm gonna hit on is these pants I've been wearing. So these are just cheap outdoor hiking, fishing pants from Academy. They were like 25 or 30 bucks when I bought them. I had them for about a year now. They're great for hot weather. I've talked about them before. Well, I've got one pair, and that's this pair that I have beat the hell out of for the past year. And they have impressed the hell out of me. They've been great on this trip. They're 100% nylon, and they have not held any kind of funk. They don't feel dirty. They don't feel slimy and grimy like some pants will feel. So I just wanted to touch on those couple things before I forget about them. But I'm gonna hit this water source, top off, wait on him, and then when we stop later on, probably I'll shoot a little update about where we're at. We're at mile 40 and a half, stopping, and this is water source. He's refilled. I've taken 2-quart canteen and refilled my bladder. Eating snack too. We're almost done. I think we're gonna do one more break, give or take, till we get to the truck.
Yeah.
And then we'll be done. Almost there, almost at 50.